Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dr. Quack podcast. Now, I just want to tell a little bit of some stories, and I want to retell a story that kind of grabbed me when I was young, entering the wrestling business while I was in the military and things like that when I heard it originally. Basically, this is the story about a guy named Butch Reed. Butch Reed was up-and-coming wrestler for the WWF, and he was a guy that really, shined at points, and could have been pushed really far. Well, basically, after WrestleMania 3, Macho Man Randy Savage lost the title to Ricky Steamboat. Ricky Steamboat was having a baby, and he wanted some time off, so Vince was going to take the belt off of him. If I'm telling this story wrong, anybody feel free to chime in and just let me know what I told wrong. But anyways, let me continue. Basically, they were looking for a replacement champion at the time. And, they were at a house show, and they were thinking, who could they put? Who could they put? And, first in my mind came Butch Reed. Butch Reed ended up no-showing this show, not coming to this show. He ended up not being there. So they looked around some more, and they were going with Jake. Well, Jake wasn't booked either. Jake the Snake, he wasn't booked either. They were going to put the title on him. Well, him and Hogan were standing there in the aisleway, in the back, and out comes the Honky Tonk Man. And from what I'm told, Hogan said, "Hey, what about this guy?" So, that's when they proceeded to put the title on the Honky Tonk Man. They asked him if he wanted to be champion, and of course, Honky said, "I don't want to be a regular champion. I don't want to be a transitional champion. I want to be a long-term champion." And he said that's fine. And they agreed to it, and that's what became of Honky. Honky became one of the longest Intercontinental champions out there. The thing that came from that, of course, Randy Savage wanted the Intercontinental title back. Well, if you're going to put it on Honky, you can't put it on Macho. So they agreed to later on put the world title on him. And he had a great run with that as well, if everybody remembers back in, the WrestleMania 4 and 5 days. Pretty much the moral of this story is show up. You never know what's going to happen. This is for young wrestlers. This is for anybody in life. When you think that you can't get something done, when you think that you're not going to be able to make it, keep pushing forward. Show up. Show up is probably about 80% of my job now, what I do. If I show up to work, there's a good chance I may sell a car. If I don't show up to work, I'm not going to sell a car. That's a big thing. You have to show up. You have to put the drive in. You have to put the heart in. It's a very hard thing to deal with. When you're bogged with everything, when you're troubled, when you're down, when you're upset with life. But that story there, it really meant a lot to me. You definitely have to keep pushing yourself. And when you're scheduled to do something, you do it. And you get up in there and you go to that show. I've seen it plenty of times where wrestlers have all of a sudden said, "No, I'm not going to that show. I'm too sick," or something. And they're not really sick. They just don't want to go for whatever reason. Or they got something else going on. Because you never know. That may be your big opportunity. That's what you have to do in life. You have to keep pushing forward. You have to keep, surviving. It's a very hard thing in life to be able to do. I'm going to tell a few more stories, probably more towards my war days, but this was one of the first stories I wanted to tell tonight. Check in for some more stuff. You can like, share. Tell me if I told the story wrong, because, I'm not 100% on this. This is just the way I know it. I want to thank you guys once again for checking in, and I hope y'all have a great night.